Dr. Elizabeth Lucas is a dynamic and motivation speaker. She is based in the United Kingdom. She is the founder and director of YYCI International. She has been invited to several international conferences to speak and lecture. She is an intelligent teacher, author, and she is a mentor to the younger generation. Please subscribe to YYCI TV on YouTube to watch her amazing videos. You will be glad you did.
This is just to let you know that there's nothing too difficult for you to do.
If we can change, then everything around us will change.
Without wisdom, you can't really create wealth. We are in the world of creativity. Hey, so you are all welcome to this wonderful masterclass, again, interesting one on relationship, because we keep on talking about relationship until we get it right. So welcome to Y.Y.C.I International Academy, a home of discovery, development, and demonstration, a home of love, relationship, and family, a place of mastering your mindset for transformation and building deeper, healthy relationship. YYCI blueprint is time, and that's what we use for our youth leaders, and also young families. Transformation and training is the time, and then I stand for inspiration and impartation. The M stands for mentoring and motivation, and finally, empowering and education. So YYCI's mission is to engage the youth mind positively and take positive actions to help them to focus and not to be distracted, to help better, to let them get better and better, and let them know their real life, and also to let them know their purpose, and also to guide them and to support them. Our youth need us as a leader to guide them, lead them, mentor them, save them from destruction, misguided, and confusion. Our youth need us to listen to them and give them opportunity, platform to express themselves, their concern, their ideas, their missions, dreams, aspiration, and vision. We also set up this platform for them to network locally, nationally, and globally, and to empower them to do something great for their lives and for the future. So our youth need mentors, and that's why we are inviting all our great mentors, our teachers, our trainers to come over and share their thoughts and share their experience, their wealth of wisdom, and also knowledge. So bear with me as we welcome the first speaker for today. But before then, let me quickly show you something. Okay. Right, so these are the programs that we set aside for engaging the minds of our youth, empowering them, and mentoring them, guiding them to whatever they want to do, and welcome them to the society. We also have various books that you can acquire or to grab your copies from Amazon.com or .uk, and even in India. We can also send it to you so that if you really contact us direct, you can contact us on www.yesyoucaninternational.com, www.yesyoucanbyelizabeth.com, www.elizabethcreations.co.uk. And you can also connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and also subscribe to YouTube channel YYCI.tv and enjoy all our videos that we have set up. This is the book that we just launched, and that book is from my husband. And also you can get your copies direct from www.amazon.com. Be a pioneer and champion of greatness. And of course, yes, you can. So let's move on to our first speaker for today. And that is in the name of, I'm getting there gradually. Our first speaker today will be Ambassador Dr. Joel Olaniyan, and he will be sharing with us on closing the mindset gap part 2. He started this journey 2 months ago. So if you missed the gap part 1 of this topic, please visit the YYCI.tv and YouTube channel, and also listen to the amazing video by Ambassador Dr. Joel Olaniyan. Okay, we want to quickly know more about Ambassador Joel Olaniyan. So let's do this. Ambassador Joel Olaniyan is a seasoned education ambassador and consultant, Lancers leadership coach and lecturer, career counselor and mentor, Microsoft certified educator with close to 2 decades experience in education. He has successfully led numerous schools across different states in Nigeria to a remarkable growth. He has also been involved in facilitating at several educational programs and trainings with renowned institutions in Nigeria and also in abroad. He has coached and mentored over 50 schools leaders and over 500 students through his leadership academy, school administration and management academy, SAME, and consulting services respectively. He is currently the principal consultant of the Educator Mindset Consult and lead coach of the School Administration and Management Academy. He served as an international speaker and ambassador at the International Intensive University, India, and also YYCI International, United Kingdom. He is the board member of Apostolic Faith Secondary School, AFSS, and senior lecturer at the Optic Teacher Training Institute, OTTI, in Lagos, Nigeria. He has won many awards and recognition for speaking and training locally and internationally. Ambassador Dr. Joel Olaniyan is passionate about global education reformation through quality professional development and consulting services. So he has also done a lot of work and is a great leader in the society. So permit me to welcome him to this, our first class, Masterclass, Transformational Leadership and Relationship Masterclass this morning. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My dear mentor, Queen Professor Dr. Elizabeth Afolalu, and also my dear leader, great leader, Professor Nada. It's a pleasure to
Thank
great
you.
people. Thank you. Great people who are making impact in our society. To our viewers out there, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are. Welcome to the YYCI session today. Like Prof. Dr. Elizabeth has said, of this masterclass, please do well to check the archives on the Facebook and the YouTube group so that you can find the beginning of the history. But nevertheless, today, I want to take you a bit back to a little aspect of what I said in the previous masterclass. so that we can connect it with what we have today. In the last class, we were talking about closing the gap of relationship. Okay. And we want to move on from there to ask a question was very, very relevant to our discussion. And about your mindset. Everything you do, everything you are about to do, everything, the concept drives your action. Your mindset gives you the engine, your to drive your action. So we want to look at wonderful session we had the other time. So I will share my screen so that we can all have a glimpse at the notes I have prepared for this wonderful seminar or web. I'm being heard, Professor Lucas. Is my slide visible now?
Perfect.
All right, great. So like I said, we are here for a masterclass session, a session that will enable us to be able to understand the mindset, the limits of the mind, our mindset, so that we can have access to life that will help us in our day-to-day dealings with people in our interaction. In the last session, I introduced the session with the relationships as a form of a foundation. Everything we do in life has a foundation from relationship. You must relate with something before you can have a concept. You must relate with someone before you can achieve a particular project. So, all whatever did mention that for this webinar is as a result of the relationship that has been established between myself, Professor Dr. Lucas, Elizabeth Afolalu, and Professor Nada. That's why we could come here together. Now, this foundation of relationship impacts our lives. It impacts the mood that we bear, the happiness, and our overall well-being. For example, if you go to work and then you are not working at your best, affected your mood, there was something that happened in your relationship with another factor that is causing you to feel that way. So relationship is great and it affects our mindsets. So we have to learn how to build and maintain strong relationships so that we can have a strong mindset. So that's our discussion for the day. And we must also know that we must identify the gaps of our lives. And this was a major in the last webinar to understand where we are. What is our current state? How am I faring in terms of my body? How am I faring in terms of my career? How am I faring in terms of my emotions and the way I relate with people, relationship? How am I faring in my finances? You must be able to know where you are so that you can now envision where you want to be. So today we want to dwell on that to increase it a bit to another level. And of course, as the number one aspect, I've told you that mindset is a set of, it's an activity that we do, okay? It is the way we conceive and perceive things, whether they should result into production or whether we should stop doing it. You see, the mindset gap actually refers to the difference between a fixed mindset, I'm sure you must have heard this before, and a growth mindset. So when we are talking about closing the mindset gap, we are telling you that you must look at the areas where you are, and then you must now look at the opportunities for growth in that area. Then you now look for the activities that you will do to close that gap. Of course, a fixed mindset is the belief that our qualities, abilities, intelligence are fixed traits that cannot be changed. That is what a fixed mindset is. It is the fact that you believe that whatever you are just like that. Many people believe they are an accident. God forbid. If you believe you are an accident, oh, that is a very, very serious state. You are not an accident. You are work in progress, like Dr. Elizabeth will always say. So do not stay on the fact that you are content with your qualities, the abilities, the intelligence, and then you have it fixed and you think they cannot change. Whatever situation, whatever condition, whatever position you are at now, I can tell you for sure you can make a change. You can make a progress. And so the growth mindset, on the other hand, is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through what? Through hard work, through dedication, and learning from our mistakes. The last part is very important. Learning from our mistake. There is an adage that says, a man that falls need not fall again. I mean, if you are falling down, the next thing you should be thinking of doing is to rise up and pick up yourself and then move on. So we must be able to learn from our mistakes, and we must adopt an hard work mentality. Keeping to believe, you must believe. Closing the mindset gap is very, very crucial in our days. We are in the 21st century and in a data age, technology age, where things moves almost fast. And then we must be able to meet up with the rapid change that is happening in our society. So the closing of our mindset gap is very crucial because it affects the way we approach challenges, the way we approach our setbacks, the way we see opportunities in life. It is very, very crucial. So those with a fixed mindset tend to avoid challenges and give up easily when faced with obstacles. They also tend to feel threatened by the success of others and may view failure as a reflection of their abilities. At this point, let me tell you that whatever it is that has happened to you before now, you are not a failure. You are not a failure. Failure is a data. I take that cue from Coach Ade Oyimbo, who is one of the leadership coach. I had one thing to do with her. She let us know that your failure is a data for you to analyze. Your failure is not you. Whatever you think is happening to you is not you. It is as a result of the circumstances you have permitted or the things you have done that has resulted into that. You can still reanalyze the situation. You can still look at it and do it the other way around, and you will get a different result. So let me say again, failure is not you. Failure is just a data for you to analyze and improve yourself. So on the contrast, those with a growth mindset, they embrace challenges, they persist through setbacks, and are inspired by the success of others. So you must always be positive-minded. You must persist in your setback. You must be inspired by the success of others. Celebrate others' achievements. That will give you the motivation to keep on. And of course, those who have a growth mindset, they see failure as an opportunity to learn and grow. You see? So those are the wonderful things that you should know about growth mindset. Growth mindset can take you to places. Growth mindset can make you to achieve things that you think you will not be able to achieve. Very, very important. Very, very important. I hope you are following with me. Wherever you are, just believe in yourself. Believe that the position you are at, you can improve on it. You can make X-way. You can keep your heads up. It is possible for you to achieve success. It is possible for you to achieve greatness. Everything is possible for the person who dares keep to try. You must keep trying. You must keep making effort. You must keep improving yourself. There are various ways you can go by that. You keep improving yourself. You keep telling yourself that you can do it. So, insight, you must be able to look inward to see the possibilities. What are your qualities? What are the things you easily can perform, you easily can do? Okay, what are the strengths that you possess? What are the opportunities that are to harness those things and use them as springboard to keep moving on in life? You must also count your blessings for you to be able to close the mindset gap. Look at the previous successes. Like I said before, there's nobody that is a failure in life. For the fact that you were born and you are at your age now is a success. Many people were born and some were aborted, some died prematurely, but hello, you are alive. You are alive. And you can reason. So it's a success. Appreciate that. Then look into your abilities. What can I do? What do I find easy to do? Then you capitalize on it. And you camp it up with a sacrifice. Now you make a determination that you are ready to go all the way. So you make a plan, you set up your goals, and you give it all the determination and discipline that it requires for you to fulfill that purpose. That is what we call sacrifice. You must be willing to let go some of the convenience, some of the convenability that you have in order to go for what you are aspiring for. And in order for you to achieve that, I want you to look at these practical things. Number one, you must lean in to self-mastery. So whatever you have acquired, whatever you know, try to develop mastery of it. You must not only be knowledgeable about everything, but you must be having an excellent knowledge, an excellent, expertise in whatever you are doing, in your career, in your endeavor. Try to be excellent at what you do. Try to be the master. Gain self-mastery over it. It will help you to raise confidence, confidence in you. It will help you to be bold. It will help you in your delivery of whatever you are going to do in life. The second one is to choose your thoughts. You must choose your thoughts because every now and then, nobody is free from that. You have different thoughts flashing through your minds in every minute, in every second. You must be able to choose the right thoughts, the thoughts that aligns with your visions, the thoughts that align with your goals, the thoughts that you can develop into ideas, into concept, and eventually that you will act upon, that will help you fulfill your career mission. Those are the thoughts you should be nursing. The next one is to know what you stand for. I mean, there is a saying that says, he will stand for everything falls. I mean, he will stand for nothing, falls for everything. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Is it everything that comes your way you want to embrace, you want to do? Or they are talking about a particular thing, you want to be there. You must be able to stand for something. Yes, you must be part of different activities, different programs in life, but there is one program people should be able to identify you for. So when they mention, for example, Our Excellency Queen Prof. Dr. Elizabeth Lucas, the only thing that comes to mind is mindsets, transformational leadership, mindset series, youth advocacy. That is what she's passionate about. That's what she has taken as a purpose in life. When you mention, for example, Professor Nada, what comes to your mind is educational research, okay, teaching and learning, anything that has to do with education. Well, I don't know if you mention my name, I don't know what comes to your mind. I don't know what comes to your mind.
When I mention your name, you know what?
Oh,
It comes to my mind. I always
okay.
say Dr. Joel is amazing. Lucky company, lucky students, lucky country, because
Wow.
we all are learning from him. Yes, that is what on my mindset when I see you and hear your name.
Thank you, Prof.
And
Nada.
if I can add to that, whenever they mention Ambassador Joel Olaniyan's name, I think he's a very good mentor and a trainer
Yes,
and a
yes.
great
Wow.
speaker.
Yes, and Dr. Elizabeth, yes, and you know what is special for Dr. Joel? He always have a smile. He always
Yes.
have a smile. And when you see a person like Dr. Joel, you can't feel bad. So Dr. Joel, keep your
Fantastic.
smile always.
And
Oh,
on top,
yeah.
and on top of it, when you talk of education as well, Dr. Joel is there.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Okay,
so
you
much
can
for your
continue
contribution.
now.
So we'll continue. You know, it's part of the discussion, and I love the contributions that came in, because we must let our audience know what they stand for. You should be able to stand for something. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything, right? Then when you know what you stand for, you now practice connection. You must now try to connect with people, lovely people like Prof. Nada, lovely people like Professor Elizabeth, and so many other wonderful, great speakers and renowned personalities in the world. Try to connect with them, those who share the same values with you, those who share the same ambition with you. You must try to connect with them in order to gain more ideas. Professor Elizabeth told us the other day that learning is life. Learning is life, and knowledge is powerful. So these are things that can motivate someone to keep better. And then you must manage your energy. Know where to channel your energy to. What are the things that you know can fulfill your mission? That is where you channel your energy. If you know that you want to be a great speaker like this, you know you have to plan how to exercise so that you can keep fit, okay? If you are somebody that smiles much like me, like Professor Nada said, you must exercise towards it and maintain that. Consistency is very important when you are trying to manage your energy. These things will help you to be able to develop yourself and close the mindset gap that you have. Those fears that you have, those limitations that you have. Everybody has a dark side. Everyone. There's nobody that does not have a dark side. You can ask Professor Elizabeth, she will tell you. You can ask Professor Nada, but the belief that you have, that you can overcome those fears, that you can overcome those dark side, is what keeps you going. It gives you the light that overcomes the darkness in you, right? You know that when there is light, darkness will flee away. So when you develop those practice, those ambitions, those motives that are channeled towards fulfilling your purpose and begin to act on them, your limitation will begin to reduce. The more your light increase, the less your limitation. The more your power of influence, the more your limitations, the less your limitations. And that is how it goes. Let me give you more insight into what I'm talking about and make it a bit more practical. Recognize and acknowledge your fixed mindsets. Please, you have to recognize it. The first step in closing the mindset gap is to become aware of your fixed mindset beliefs. What are those things that you believe in that are limiting you from being a better you? Pay attention to your self-talk. Do you often talk to yourself? Do you speak to yourself often? You reflect on whatever actions that you have carried out? And do you notice when you are using a fixed mindset language, such as, I am not just good at this. Oh, I will never be able to do that. Who says that? That you can never be able to do that. There is nothing that can stop you so long as you put your mind to it to achieve it. So once you recognize these limiting beliefs, challenge them by asking yourself if they are really true. Is that your true picture? Remember that some time ago, when you were little, when you were born, you were learning to crawl, and eventually you were learning to walk. And eventually now you are walking, you are a tall man, you have grown. There were limitations back then, but you overcame them. If you can overcome the crawling stage, if you can overcome the walking stage, I think the level at which you are, you can overcome anything. So believe in yourself. All right, believe in yourself and acknowledge yourself. Embrace the challenges that come your way. You must be able to embrace those challenges. Accept them, that this is who you are. Develop a growth mindset. It is important that you embrace your challenges. Seek out for opportunities to learn new skills. Come to forums like this, share your mind, ask questions, ask a mentor, seek for somebody who can guide you, that shares the same values with you. Take on tasks that are outside of your comfort zone. You must not always be free to do things. You must take up a challenge. For example, I had a very busy day yesterday at the church, and I was supposed to be resting, but I took up the challenge when Prof. Elizabeth called me. I said, no, I must not miss this one. I can't miss Saturday and miss this one. I must take it up. Then I decided that I'm going to make sure I am available today. So try to make a decision to take on tasks outside of your comfort zone. And when you are faced with a challenge, always remind yourself that it is an opportunity for you to learn and grow. When you have that kind of mindset, definitely you will keep growing and improving yourself. You must also learn from your mistakes. Okay? Those who have growth mindsets, they see failure as an opportunity to learn and improve. So when you make a mistake, please take the time to reflect on what went wrong. Don't blame yourself. Like I said earlier, you are not a failure. Something happened that led to the failure. The failure is not you. If you can think back and reflect on the activities that happened, you can change those activities, and then the results will also change. When the process is changed, the results will change. Think about what you can do differently next time so that you avoid such mistakes, such disappointments at a go. Number 4 is that you need to surround yourself with growth mindset individuals. Just like I said earlier, look for people who believe in themselves, who have made remarkable progress in their career, and seek knowledge and seek to learn from them. You can ask to volunteer as their mentee. You can assist them in some other tasks where you can learn them. These are things that you do that does not cost you money, that does not cost you so much, but you can profit from that. No matter your age level, you can still learn under someone. No matter where you have attained, whatever position you have attained, you can always learn. Remember the quote of Prof. Dr. Elizabeth: learning is life itself. So long as you live, you must keep learning. So keep looking for mentors, keep looking for coaches, keep looking for colleagues and peers who can inspire you and challenge you to grow. That is something that will really, really help you much in life, in whatever you are doing. Very, very important. Let me share my closing thoughts on this topic. Closing the gap in our mindset and relationship requires conscious efforts. It requires empathy. It requires also effective communication. You must be able to communicate with yourself and with other people. By implementing these practical steps, we can bridge the divide between where you are and where you want to be in your relationship. Always remember that every relationship is unique. So in your growth mindset, you must develop relationships that are unique, something that you want to achieve, that will raise you up, that will raise your bar, that will help you to close the mindset gap that you have identified. And it takes time and commitment to cultivate meaningful connection. So don't be the one that comes up with a relationship and then that breaks it almost immediately, or maybe it's not comfortable enough, then you leave. If every couple, that's an instance I'm taking for instance, if every couple will have to break their marriages as soon as there is a little disagreement, how many married couples we have again in our world? That will be very, very difficult. If every school, every institution, we have to tear apart whenever there is a disagreement between the board members and the educators, how many institutions will still stand today? I mean, we are unique, so, and we are different. We bring our differences, we bring our uniqueness together to create something that is great, something that is imaginable. The other day, I think Professor Nada was taking us through our institution, the wonderful things that they have been able to achieve. If I should ask Professor Nada that, Professor Nada, could you have been able to achieve this alone? She will definitely tell you that it is a no. There are people that believe in the vision that Professor Nada has. There are people that share the values that Professor Nada had. They are able to come together. So in fulfilling the mission of Professor Nada, they were able to fulfill their own missions as well. So don't think that when you are coming to learn under someone, it is the person that benefits. No, you also benefit. Look at a tree that is planted. A farmer plants a tree, and over the years, the tree grows. And the tree does not grow only, it produces branches. Not only branches, the same tree will produce fruits. And that tree becomes multi-purpose. It is that same tree that the birds will come and perch on. It is that same tree. Some people will come and look at the beautiful fruit on it, and they will try and pluck some and eat. It is that same fruit tree that people will come and sit under to come and take shelter. So you can never imagine the power of whatever that you have conceived, whatever you have in mind to achieve. You never can tell the impact it will produce in the society, the impact that it will give in the future. You are setting a unique landmark. You are setting a unique trajectory that people tomorrow will look at and will say, oh, thank God I got to know this person. Thank God I got to read about this person. So please do not limit yourself. When you look at the grave, there are many talents that are wasting there because people were afraid to take challenges on. They were afraid to make use of the opportunities. And unfortunately, they went to the beyond without fulfilling much, without doing much. I want to encourage you this hour. I want to encourage you this moment that you should let courage rise up within you. Let faith rise up within you. Let this mindset that you can do something, you can achieve something, let it be in you and begin to work at it. All of the things we have mentioned earlier on, begin to practice them one step after the other. And then you will see yourself blossoming like that tree. You will see yourself producing tree like that tree. And tomorrow, some people will come and perch on your works. Some people will come and perch on whatever you have achieved. Some people will even find shelter under what you are able to achieve. So my dear friends and colleagues and listeners, it has been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for me again, my humble self, to share little out of my limited knowledge on this wonderful platform and great platform, the Yes You Can International Transformational Leadership mindset platform. I want to appreciate Professor Dr. Elizabeth once again, a wonderful woman, a woman of wisdom, a woman that's showing example to the whole world on how we can believe in ourselves, on how we can do better, that she makes us believe that we can do it. I want to thank her for this opportunity. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to share again. And I want to also thank Professor Nada, who has decided to listen to me again today. At a point, she was saying, why is it that, Joel, you have to come first and I come second? I hope it has happened today again. I hope you won't be annoyed with that. Thank you so much, Professor Nada, for your support.
I want to say, Dr. Joel, that I know you are always before me, because you always say, I want you to go, I have this time, so that is great. No problem, Dr. Joel. When you are here, I don't have nothing against that.
Thank you, Professor Nada. Let me also establish that you are my boss, you are my leader. I am learning under you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much
everybody.
for sharing with us. But before, I hope you'll be able to stay a little bit longer so that you can listen
Yes.
as well to
Yes, I will
Professor
try.
Nada. But
I
before
will.
then, we need to ask more questions. Professor Nada, any questions for Dr. Joel? And you can put your slide down now.
I want to say that really Dr. Joel is a big inspiration. Today his masterclass was wonderful. Who listen very carefully today, him really can learn a lot. It is all depending about us. Dr. Joel, I can say you are really in this job, and you understand the whole the little things can only bring big things. And today I'm sure that this master class needs to be listened more time, because if you don't listen it more time, you will not you will not have that feeling. You need to make awareness about your life. I think everybody about his life. So, listening, Dr. Joel, I already changed my mindset. So, Dr. Joel, today I have something. I'm moving from the fact what I think today. Really great. Every talk what you
Thank
today
you.
share, everything very deeply. Really, we all need to think about that, and to learn, practice, train, because nobody don't know everything. We are everyday learning. So
Yeah.
keep doing great work.
Thank you very much, Prof. Nada. Thank you.
Hey, first of all, I want to appreciate all our viewers that have joined us. We have your guest, Rao from India, Tamari Gagidas from probably Georgia, because I think that's their flag. Tamari also, we've got Professor Dr. Karudin from Malaysia
Can he
joining us.
join us? Professor Kerudin,
Great.
come and join us.
If you want to, you can come and join us on the Zoom if you want, Professor Karudin. We also have Professor Dr. Maud Ahmed Masjid from Egypt joining us. We also have Dr. Soraya Rieta from Philippines joining us. We also have so many people joining us. And my picture is not available. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so do you still have any questions? Because I'm going to ask you questions before you go. Maybe the first questions I need to ask you, sir. You're talking a lot. You started with the mindset, growth mindset. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Can you enlighten us more about how can we, because yes, we know we have challenges in changing our mindset from fixed mindset to growth mindset, from negative mindset to positive mindset. Do you also have an idea or a solution for us giving us an idea of how effective we can change our mindset.
Okay, I will try. How effective we can change our mindset. It's pretty a practical puzzle in life. Like we said during the discussion, is that one should be able to know. You see, there is no one in life that does not know where or what he or she is at. That is, every one of us, we understand ourselves. Some people will say, I don't really understand myself. Yes, if you say you don't understand yourself, at least you can be able to say the things you do most often, right? So for you to be able to change your mindset effectively, the only thing I will share on that is that you should be able to know some basic things about yourself. What do you do occasionally? When you wake up, what do you do? What are the qualities that you have? You think you must just do, okay, I think I have the word. You must do a SWOT analysis of yourself, right? You do a SWOT analysis of yourself. That is, SWOT means strength. The S stand for strength. The W stand for weakness. And then you have O, opportunities and threats. The first two, your strength and your weakness, they are internal. People don't see that. People don't see it. You are the one that knows. So if you are listening to me right now, you can just take a pen and paper, just write SWOT, make a quadrant. Under S, your strength, list down your strengths. What are the things I do well? What are the things I am good at? Those things are internal. People may not see it. You know them. Some people may see it, but some may not see it. And then you now look at yourself again. What are the weaknesses? What are my limiting factors? What is it that I am struggling with internally? Then you create another box for opportunities. What are the opportunities ahead of me? What are my prospects? What are my career thoughts? What are my career aspirations? And then what is it that is coming like a barrier, like an obstacle to those opportunities? When you have those 4 boxes listed down, you will be able to now to use your strengths and weakness, which are in it, to be able to marry them to the different opportunities and how you can overcome the threats that are that are coming your way. It is like a soldier man, a trained soldier who is hearing that an army troop is coming to invade his territory. The troops are on their way. They are not there yet. So what he does is that he looks at, what do we have? What are the ammunition do we have? What are the strengths that we have? What is the number of people coming to face us? What are the tactics we are going to use to be able to overcome the enemy that is coming to us? So see those threats as probably an enemy. You're on the battlefield and you want to conquer those threats. So it is with your strengths and weakness that you will marry down, and then you'll be able to face the threats that are facing you and embrace the opportunities that are ahead of you. So while you are doing that, you will be able to use your strengths to strengthen your weaknesses. And then you'll be able to rise up as a bold person to face your future head on.
Great. Another questions I need to ask. Thank you so much for enlightening us about that. And we really
welcome.
appreciate it. I was checking if you have any questions for our wonderful leader, Ambassador Dr. Joel Olaniyan. Please feel free to type your questions while he is still with us so that he will be able to answer them all. The next questions I need to ask you, sir. You said something about lean in to self-mastery. Can you elaborate it for us more, please?
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Elizabeth, you must lean into self-mastery, because you can only, from a fountain cannot produce both cold and hot water on a natural sense. We have some place of attraction where people have worked out a system whereby a cold and warm water can come out. That has been worked artificially, but on a natural sense, a fountain cannot produce cold and hot water at the same time, right? So when I said lean on your mastery, is that it is what you have that God will use. That is the things that you are going to multiply. It is what you have, the mastery that you have gained, that is what will make way for you. The bread that is on your table is what you are going to use to nourish the family, right? So it is what that you have, the knowledge that you have acquired, the mastery that you have possessed. For example, I being here talking with these wonderful global leaders, it is, for example, what I have practiced. It is what I have learned that I am giving out. I cannot give out what I. So when you leaning into your mastery, is that you now look at, what do I have? Then what do I need more to achieve or to know? I still need to learn more. Recently, for example, I had to do a course on project management because I knew that I must be a certified project manager. Even though I have some basic knowledge, I need to know more about project management, and I enrolled for that course. Based on my knowledge that I have, I can more exposure to the concept of project management. So the same thing applies to you as an individual. You must lean into your mastery and then develop it into a bigger one, so that you must be able to meet, you'll be able to meet your future as they come to you.
I've been enlightened with your knowledge today, and we really appreciate you. The last question from my side, I don't know if Professor Carradine, thank you for joining us here in the live Zoom. We thank you. We appreciate your presence. And we also want to express our gratitude to Professor Nada, that will be speaking next. But before Ambassador Joel move on or something, I know you're still going to stay around, but for your section, can I ask the last question from my side? We all have challenges. We all face challenges. Some of us were shy out of that. We move away from that challenges. Sometimes we want to prevent challenges, but challenges is very important in our lives, and it makes us to grow stronger, better, and wiser, only if we are able to embrace it. So can you throw a bigger light into it? How can we really, when we know that it is very difficult to face these challenges, how can we embrace it, really?
Okay, thank you. I think the answer, or my perspective of the answer to it, is just that you just have to go for it. Really, as human being, we are wired with some level of fear. That's just the truth. When we want to try something for the first time, there is this to us. Will I be able to do this? Will I be able to achieve this? For example, let me make it practical. I'm confessing now, Professor Elizabeth. Let me confess. The first day I was to speak on YYCI. When you gave me the opportunity to speak, there was this fear. What will I say? Okay, I hope what I will say, I hope people, there are many people that have great knowledge here, that are professors. I don't want to say something that there was this fear in me that will it be possible? What will I even say that will matter, that will make relevance? But then again, within me, there was this courage that you have the opportunity. You have there is an empty, a blank slate in front of you. Just make use of it. Whatever you write on it becomes yours. And I opened my mouth and I started speaking. And when I finished speaking, I just heard some people clapping, some people say this and that. I say, wow. So it's just like that. So how do you embrace your fears? Is just give it a try. Give it a try. Go for it. Go for it. Let me give you another example. I think I said it the other time. There was a lady, she was very, very scared of snakes. She doesn't like, when you mention snake, oh, she will run away. She will tell you not to talk about it, not to talk about it. But then she needed to overcome it. So she called for a therapist. And the therapist saw that the very, very solution to it was to bring a snake to her. But it did not bring a real snake. He brought a toy snake, right? And he was mentioning, he said, that same thing you don't want to hear, you need to hear it. You need to embrace it, face it. And he took the toy snake, he wrapped it around her neck. She cried, she shouted. But after she shouted and wailed, the snake was still around her neck and she did not die. So that emotion, the fact that she was able to cry out, has already taken that fear out of her. So from that moment that she said that, oh, so nothing happened to me, so that means I can't be injured. That is how she overcame that fear of snake. So go for it. Whatever challenges you are facing, of course, with the help of your mentors, coaches, just give it a try. You will discover that when you take the first step, the second step becomes much easier. If you are climbing a stair, you will discover that if you look at the stairs from where you are standing on the ground floor and you look up, you will see that it's almost difficult to get there. How do you go about it? You take the first step up. As soon as you land your first step up, you will discover that the second leg behind will begin to gain momentum and be lifted to take another step. That is how it is to embrace your challenges and your fears. That is my understanding.
Wow. Thank you so much. It makes me to just to add to what you've said about my own experience as well. I know you won't believe this, but for almost many years, I was afraid to face the crowd. I was afraid to speak. I was afraid to express myself. And even when I was being appointed as a leader, I will just delegate that time, I'll delegate it to somebody else to address the audience. Until one day, after many years, I went to a conference and that person was saying that I have to speak, that if you want to empower a woman, give her the microphone to speak. And I said, well, count me out on this. So and that was my first time of attending that program. And then I attended that program, and the next thing you will hear, Elizabeth, come to the front, come and speak. And I said, no, I can't. No, that time I haven't written my book yet. That time, so I said,
that is why Dr. Queen is always, yes, you can, because you think that you cannot do it, but you can do everything.
Exactly. And then they gave me she gave me the microphone to stand in front of here in UK. She gave me the microphone for me to speak, and I say, what can I speak? Anyway, I opened my mouth.
And you forgot. You forgot who you were.
So you say you have to deal with your challenge. You have to embrace it. So I pretend as if I'm the only one there, because that is what she told me. She said, pretend that everybody, just open your mouth and say something. You hold.
Or you pretend you are in another planet.
I spoke. I supposed to speak for only 1 minute. I spoke for 5 minutes. And I think Then I went to another conference again at Dubai. This is even a bigger conference at Dubai. And
Oh, Dubai. Wow.
I'm facing all these entrepreneurs, these billionaires, and it was my turn. You won't believe it. I was like, oh, maybe I should say something that I'm not feeling well, not to speak. I'm looking for excuse. I was just, and then later on, I said, what can I say in front of all these great entrepreneurs and leaders? And then the organizer said, you still have to speak because you've traveled from London to Dubai. So you have to say something.
Exactly.
I opened my mind again and I said, well, it's a challenge that I have to face and deal with. I spoke. Immediately I spoke, finished. Here comes a lot of people coming to me to say, you've really inspired us. And that is one of those things, when you are faced with challenge, like my professor, my Dr. Joel have said, you have to embrace it. You don't have to shy away from it. You have to deal with it. You have to be prepared for it. Always know something that when you cross that boundary, when you break that barrier, when you face that challenge, you face it because there's somebody waiting for you to solve their problem. Somebody waiting for you to answer their question. And that is why it is very important that we face that challenge, not only for us, but for others that are waiting for us to solve their problem, to answer their questions, and also to inspire them. Because it might be the last words that you want to say, might be the last word that the person needs to hear before they do something hurtful for themselves. So if you hold on to it, you are killing somebody. But when you speak it out, you are saving somebody's life. So, and that is just one of my challenge anyway. So thank you so much.
Dr. Joel, it seems
Great.
that today, next time, you will not be the first because you are not in a hurry. I see. So next
Okay.
time, forget it.
Right. So we want to also acknowledge, our counselor here, the counselor of one of our UK borough, Professor Dr. Elizabeth Molifire. She's also with us here. So we have great leaders listening to everything we do. And she's encouraging us all up that well done, everyone. So thank you so much for supporting us on this masterclass. Right. Okay. We need to move on. Thank you so much, Ambassador Joel Olaniyan.
And Ambassador Joel, just rain starts in my town now. And if I lost connection,
thank you so much for joining us, Ambassador Joel.
Thank you. Enjoy the rain.
We really appreciate that. Thank you for the blessing of the Lord. The rain that is falling down is still sunshine for us here, but we still have to glorify the name of the Lord for the weather.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us today, and we wish you safe journey as from tomorrow as you'll be going for another big program in Nigeria. And we really appreciate, despite the challenges that you faced today, you dealt with it, because for a couple of minutes before the masterclass, you couldn't join. Your connection was really, really bad. And then you struggle. You have to use 2 phones or 2 connections so that you'll be able to fit in. That's part of dealing with our challenges. When you are willing to deal with it, you will deal with it. It all comes from our mindset. If your mindset is saying that, yes, I'm not going to shy away from these challenges, I'm going to face it, I'm going to deal with it, and I'm going to overcome it. That is the kind of mindset that we all need to have towards our challenges in life. So on this note, we want to say thank you for joining us, and we just need to move on to the next person.